sense? So this is gonna be like a real AF get ready with me, because I actually have to go places and do things. But I wanted to sit down and kind of just, I'm gonna start getting ready because I'm late. I wanted to sit down and kind of just talk to you guys a little bit about stuff that's going on in my life, stuff that is going on in the beauty drama community, kind of stuff like that. Because I feel like a lot has happened, and not a lot of it I feel passionately enough to be like my thoughts, but I also feel like it's still kind of interesting to talk about. I didn't think it warranted like a whole video, so that's why I'm kind of mixing it in with other things. But yeah, we're just gonna have a little talk and just like hang out. If you're getting ready, hello. Get ready with me. If you're not, just watch me or listen to me talk. So I just moisturized my skin, by the way, with this Saturday Skin Featherweight Daily Moisturizing Cream. They actually sent this to me via Octoly after I reviewed their peeling mask or whatever. And I loved that peeling mask, and I love this stuff. Like, it's so cool because instead of like being a normal, I don't know why I think this is so innovative, because I know a couple other brands have like done this. I think it is so cool that it like, I don't want to really do it, but it like pumps and you get the lotion out. And it like is a really innovative and cool way to put on lotion. And I also just think it's like really nice lotion. It noticeably makes my skin a lot, I use it before I put on my makeup, and it noticeably makes my skin look a lot less dry, especially in my under eyes. I try to really focus it there. And I think it's like pretty cheap. I don't think it's expensive. Saturday Skin's a pretty affordable skincare brand. And I'm actually excited they've been sending me stuff because I really have been liking their brand a lot and was interested in trying it at first. So yeah, I'm definitely a fan of this stuff. Alright, let's let that dry for a minute. So yeah, just like what's going on in life, besides my super heavy dark under eye circles. So I've been pretty stressed out lately. I feel like anytime I make one of these videos, I'm like, oh, I'm stressed, but I'm so stressed. Basically, so with the apartment situation, because if you guys don't know, if you're new, hello, I am moving in, like, it's in like a week. Let me look, 9, 10, moving in 10 days. So I don't know if, and we're moving apartments, and we're only moving like 20 minutes away from another apartment. So I know that doesn't seem that serious. I'm using the Clarins SOS primer. I'm kind of in a jam right now because all of my makeup is packed. So I'm working with like really limited makeup for the next 10 days. So filming all my looks are probably going to look the same because I have like only a couple of options, but that's okay. I just still feel like there is, it's not even I feel, there is so much still to do, which is really stressful for me. We kind of got hit financially because initially Charles, my boyfriend, he was going to be like kind of living with me, but he wasn't going to be living with me in the sense that he was going to be on the lease. Like, we were just going to kind of, this is what we did at this apartment too, was I was just on the lease, and then we kind of like worked it out another way, and he was still on his lease and everything. And then we had this issue. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Foundation. Basically, where after his grandmother passed a couple months ago, which I've talked about pretty frequently about that happening. After that happened, his grandfather decided he wanted to move in with, Charles, my boy, this is such a confusing situation, but Charles, my boyfriend, lives with his dad and his brother in an apartment. And so when we started dating, he almost immediately like moved into my apartment. He still has a lot of stuff at his apartment, but he kind of almost immediately like moved into my apartment because I lived alone. I live in a 1-bedroom. We had a lot more space here. We had a lot more like freedom and privacy and stuff. So he kind of almost immediately moved in here. So we've been living together for pretty much the entire time we've been dating, because I think he moved his stuff here like probably 3 weeks into dating, which seems a little crazy, but that's just how our relationship has been. And so we were going to kind of just do the same thing here to keep it really simple. But then when his grandma passed away, he still has a grandfather who is the husband of the grandmother, who is really struggling and needs, can't really live by himself. And so he's moving in with Charles's family, basically, with the dad and the brother. And for that to happen, they had to like break their lease and get a different apartment because they need one without stairs. And Charles didn't really want to be on that new lease because it could mess up other things for him. Like, it was just kind of a hassle, and the new apartment was kind of being strict about having people stay over when they weren't on the lease, so we were kind of stressed about that. So we decided, long story short, that took me like 10 minutes to explain, we decided it might be better if we just put him on the lease, which sounds like it should be easy enough. Like, that sounds like it's a simple thing to I had already signed my portion of the lease at this point, so it sounds like it would be really easy to just add someone to that document. It's freaking not. So first of all, this apartment complex in particular, most apartment complexes are not like this that I've found, but this one, if you're both students, which technically Charles is getting his master's degree, so he is technically a student, but he also like this is his last semester where he's going to have to not have a job while he's in his master's program. Next semester, he is going to have a job working as a sub because he'll have his teaching certification. He just doesn't have the master's done. Does this all make sense? I'm so sorry. This is my life. It's having to explain this to people because nobody really understands what's going on. I don't either. So basically, they're like, well, because technically you're both students, you have to pay 2 security deposits. If you don't know what a security deposit is, that means that you have to pay an entire month's rent to the place as like insurance. If you break something or whatever, they have money to pay for it. So you have to do that. And the problem is when I was saving for this apartment, and I'm lucky enough to have a college fund that really helps me out. So that typically pays for my living, but so we had already saved, and I paid my portion of my family, and my college fund paid the other portion of my security deposit, but we didn't know for the past few months that we were going to have to pay this extra amount of the rent. And my rent, because it's not very cheap, it's pretty expensive because we're moving to a bigger location because Charles was going to be paying rent. Does this make sense? So now we have to pay another security deposit. We had to find the money for that in like a week. Charles's application, this foundation is so good. Whenever I'm too stressed, I just think about how good my makeup looks so that I feel better. Charles is in a really bad situation because it took forever to get his application approved. It took a really, really, really long time, which was frustrating because what happened was the apartment his name was on, the lease was on, isn't the best apartment complex in all of Rochester. Like, it's not a great apartment complex. It's not bad. It's just not like... It's not known for being super reliable with giving information and stuff. So the old apartment has to basically send something over saying like, I was never late giving rent, I was never a bad tenant, I never had any issues, blah, 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 just to affirm the new apartment that you're not going to like destroy the place, not pay rent, blah, blah, blah. They took forever. We had to go over to his apartment about 4 times to remind the lady at the desk that she needed to send that paperwork in. And then the next day, they still didn't have it, so we had to go back and ask the lady to send it. And it doesn't seem like that would be that stressful, but I know this is like petty problems, but on top of that, we're trying to pack everything. I have a lot of stuff that I'm trying to fit in boxes right now. I don't feel like we're super prepared for the actual move itself. We just had his grandma's birthday pass last weekend or the weekend before, and that was sad. And we're dealing with that, sadness of her not being here for this. And we're struggling financially, and we're struggling like emotionally, and we're having all these issues. And I just wish that this was going to be like a super fun and stress-free type of move, and it's just not turning out that way. And it's making me really sad because I am so excited for this move. Like, I'm so excited to have extra space. I'm so excited to have a bigger apartment. I'm excited because we're moving to a lot nicer area. I'm not in the best area of my city, right? It's not like I'm not in a bad area, but I'm not in like a great area, and I'm moving to a great area because I found a really great deal on this apartment, and it just sucks because, so now today, what I'm doing today is I have to go yesterday, because nothing is easy right now. This is the problem. Yesterday, Charles went to go pay his deposit and sign the lease. We didn't know that he needed me there to do that because I needed to sign the lease as well. I didn't realize I also had to sign a lease. So the whole thing is just like kind of a mess. It's just a lot. I feel bad because I feel like I haven't been as dedicated to YouTube the past like week or so. I haven't posted as many videos as I normally do. But I also know that you guys understand. Like, I know you guys aren't mad at me for like missing an upload or whatever. And if you are, I'm so sorry. But I know you guys aren't that mad at me. And it's also been stressful because like, I'm stressed about school. I'm stressed about just an update. I know I talked to you guys a few months ago about the social work program at my school wasn't letting me in. So I did actually write them a letter, basically explaining everything that happened. I washed my brushes 2 days ago. This brush is still not dry. Are you kidding me? Well, that's the only brush I have, so we're gonna use her anyway. I did send them a letter. Oh, that's not good. I did send them a letter, and I basically was like, this is my situation. This is what happened. What can I do? And they were actually super, super nice, and they are letting me apply to the program. But that was like the first step. So now, which it's a huge, I was so excited when I found out that I got to even just apply, because I was basically begging them to let me just apply to their program. But now my school has a really exclusive program, so they only let about like 75 people in every year, and they get like hundreds of applications. So I've had to I got the best references that I could possibly get. I did fill out the application. There wasn't really a lot to it. I felt like it was going to be a lot more. And I have a meeting with one of the people who's on the committee to decide. But now, my grades have to be really good. Because I think they're going to do on a contingency. They're going to what I'm hoping will happen, the ideal thing that'll happen, is that they let me in on a contingency that I get like a certain grade point average, or I pass a certain class with this grade or something like that. And I'm doing really well in all of my classes, except science. Coincidentally, the science class is the one class that I have to pass with a C or above to get into the program. So I'm either going to pass the science class right now, and mind you, the science class, the only grading you're getting is there's 4 tests that he gives you. I'm sorry if none of you care about this, but like maybe it'll give you a flashback to school, or it'll give you a preview to college. Or if you're in college, hey, you understand my struggle, hello. Basically, it's only 4 tests that decide your entire grade. And even though I studied my butt off, I did really poorly on the first test because I'm really bad at science. I'm terrible at science. It's my absolute math and science, 2 worst subjects. Cannot do them to save my life. And this is the only class I need to get into this program, the only prerequisite that I'm required to have. So it's looking like I might not pass it, and that's bad. It's very bad for me. So if that doesn't happen, I'm going to have to take it over the summer, which really stresses me out, because then what if I don't pass then? Then I'm just pretty screwed. I wouldn't be able to get into the program. So I'm trying not to think about all that in this actual moment, because I'm using this, because I have so many other things to worry about that I'm trying not to stress about school. But the deadline for the application is March 30th, and I happen to be, that's move-in day. So these 2 major like life events are just happening. Also, moving is just so stressful. Like, I know if any of you guys have ever moved, this Fenty Beauty foundation is making my skin look flawless. And this is why I love this. I always forget I have it, and then I use it, and I'm like, why do I use anything else? So yeah, that's my life right now. I'm just a big ball of stress. And I feel like some of you guys kind of picked up on it because I got a few comments on my last video being like, you're second guessing yourself. You're not as like, you seem a little bit more, not as like confident. And it's not that. I'm not like having an external crisis about my videos. Like I know my videos are fine. I know YouTube is fine. I think I'm more just stressed out. So when I make these videos, I'm like just stressed. It's nothing to do with my confidence level. My confidence, I'm too confident at this point, honestly, in my makeup and my looks and everything. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me. Let's talk about some beauty drama. This is turning out. Just watch it when you get in the sun though, and it looks so bad. Does anyone else hates when that happens? You like think it looks really good, and then you get in the sun, and you're like, oh, I'm just kidding. So let's talk about James Charles, man. Maybe dead tea. I don't think it was tea to begin with. That's basically what I'm gonna say. I understand that nothing has happened in the drama community. No, since John Cookian, there haven't really been any like big scandals. Halo Beauty, I guess, was kind of big. But even again, I didn't really consider that to be drama either because I didn't feel like anything like sketchy was happening. I feel as though people are just trying to like, I don't know how to feel. I just don't think the James Charles stuff was drama. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, which I don't know how you couldn't because there's been like 25 videos made about it. James Charles posted that, sorry, it's so hard to talk when I'm doing my eyebrows. James Charles posted a Snapchat, like he was doing an Instagram live thing, and he was in drag, and he was playing a Nicki Minaj lyric, and he was like, the N-word happened, and he, like, moved his head to the side, and you couldn't really see what he was saying, because, like, he moved his head to the side, because he didn't want people to think he was doing that. And then some little troll, not a troll as in she'd like troll, like a gremlin. She's just a troll as in like, you could tell she was just posting that tweet to start something. She posted a tweet being like, I don't know if you guys saw what I just saw, but I saw this and this and this and this. And it's like, first of all, I watched the video a bunch of times and I was like, I don't see anything. Second of all, while I agree that as a public figure, you should probably watch what you say during songs like that, rap songs in particular, that have that types of words, I personally wouldn't say that if I was on live with a bunch of people watching me. I probably wouldn't say it at all. I don't listen to a lot of rap music, so I probably wouldn't say it at all. But, like, again, at what point are you just dragging someone to drag someone? He didn't do anything wrong. Like, he didn't, it just pisses me off because it's like, poor James Charles, honest. I even tweeted something out and he actually favorited it, which is funny because I didn't tag him, so he was definitely just searching his name. I see you, James. But I like James Charles. First of all, his content has gotten a billion times better the past year. If you see the growth, look at his content from this year compared to last year. It's like a world of change. Like, he truly has grown so much in his content, and it's showing. His content is significantly better. He's making better videos that are a lot more creative. He's doing things nobody else is thinking of in the beauty community, and he's like 18, and people hate on him so much and give him so much hate for things. For what? Because when he was like 12, he was ignorant? Like, I don't know. At a certain point, because you're talking about a kid, when you talk about someone, and I know people are going to freak out because I said his name, but when you're talking about someone like Jeffree Star, I'm waiting for the hate comments because anytime I mention his name, people just attack. You're talking about someone like Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star was older than James Charles is now when he made all those comments saying the N-word and being really, really racist. James Charles made a really bad in poor taste joke at the age of 16 or 17, which I want you, all of you haters of James Charles, to look me in the face, tell me you never made a bad, ignorant joke when you were 16 or 17, because I definitely did. Are you kidding me? I was an idiot. And I just feel like people get so, like, hateful towards him. He's a kid. He's so young. I remember when I was 18, if I had a YouTube channel when I was 18, oh my God, I would be so embarrassed now because you're young and you don't really know entirely what you're doing yet. Like, I don't understand how people can be so mean to like a literal kid. He's a child. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just being like sensitive about it, but I just feel like, can we just leave James Charles alone? Unless he does something that's actually wrong. He might. He totally might. But it's such a annoying thing for him to, first of all, it was brought to his attention and he almost immediately debunked it and was like, that's not what happened. That's not what I did. And even still, even though he immediately called the girl out and was like, this isn't true, weren't there 17,000 videos from drama channels? James Charles, did he say the N-word? Did he? Come on, like, just don't make the video. He very clearly stated, this isn't what happened. You're incorrect. You watch the video and you can't see him doing it. It doesn't even remotely look like he said it. There's no story anymore. It's someone trying to make something up, and it makes me angry because if I were in his position, I'm gonna make a whole video about how beauty gurus can't win. And I don't know how well it's going to go over because it's not going to be like a public opinion, I feel, because a lot of people, I feel it's like the new thing to kind of drag beauty gurus. But like, it gets to a point, man, where it's not even their freaking fault what's happening to them. Like, it really does get to a point where it's our fault as people who are just constantly dragging them for like literally no reason. I don't know, the whole James Charles thing really annoyed me that people really blew that up for no reason. I kind of like to think of myself as like, and this may sound pretentious, but I kind of like to just think that I'm more of a like reasonable voice in the drama community. Somebody commented on my video and was like, you say that you're not a drama channel, but all you talk about is drama. I'm confused. First of all, that's not all I talk about. Thanks for watching my videos. You might only watch my drama videos, but that doesn't mean that's all I talk about. And second of all, again, the reason I don't consider myself a drama channel is because I don't do crap like this where I'm like posting stuff that doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. It just felt like a non-issue and a non-story to me, and I don't understand why it was being so talked about. I don't know. The other thing, I'm trying to do like a light natural look because I'm going to sign a lease today and I want them to not think I'm like a crazy makeup artist person. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the whole Thomas Halbert situation. And this one I have mixed feelings on, I feel. I feel like my feelings are not entirely quite clear. So if you guys don't know, there's this girl, I don't remember her name because I didn't know who she was. But she tweeted out and was like, why did Thomas Halbert block me? Which, first of all, or unfollow me. Which you'll understand later why I think that's kind of weird. But he tweeted back at her and responded and was like, because I saw that you unfollowed me and I felt like that was really disrespectful after I got you a major like brand deal gig thing. And my feelings were just kind of hurt. So I blocked you. You're unblocked now, like no hard feelings, whatever. He said it in like a kind of, I couldn't tell if he was like really about to like go in or if he was just saying it in a nice way. It kind of seemed like he was just saying it in a nice way, but like who knows. That's the thing. He said it in such a nice way that I couldn't tell if he was like destroying her or like inviting her to tea. Like I couldn't really tell what was going on. But I saw it when it initially happened and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be something. Because whenever Thomas says anything, it's always something. And then the girl accused him of like taking credit for all of her success in life. And she got where she was on her own. She didn't ask him to name drop. Which, I'm not gonna lie here, I'm kind of on Thomas's side, and this isn't just because I love Thomas Halbert. It's also because like I'll admit when he does something that's like shady or shouldn't have done. Like I'll admit it. But the problem I had here was like he didn't say that. He just like, first of all, it's so rude to be like, I didn't ask for that win. Like he still did it for you to be nice, first of all, and then you blocked him, which is like weird. I guess he did this thing called soft blocking, which I didn't know that existed, but whatever. Or unfollowed him or did something. And I don't know, I just kind of felt like, well, she's not obligated to follow him on Twitter. Like, that part's petty. He's allowed to be petty on his own social media, like, just like she is. If she's so petty that she unfollowed him, he's allowed to be petty right the hell back. Like, she started that petty match. And also, it bothers me because people were like, she made this all on her own. You don't get to take credit for her career. And, like, he wasn't at all. He was taking credit for the one thing that he did do, which was get her that particular job. He wasn't like, you're the only reason I have followers and subscribers. And you guys can tell me if you disagree with this. But, like, I felt like that wasn't I mean, it was kind of rude to, like, put it out there on public, to be like, I got you that. Like, that's kind of shady. But I didn't think it was him taking credit for her immense success in this industry. I felt like it was just him saying, I did you a big favor, and then you repaid me by just blocking me and cutting me off. And, like, that hurt my feelings. I don't know. I didn't see it as, like, I didn't see it the way a lot of other people saw it. I think who made the best point about it, honestly, was Karen Joy. She's a YouTube channel. If you guys don't follow her, I would highly recommend following her. Because she's a really great, first of all, her beauty videos do not get enough credit for how good her freaking makeup is. Her beauty videos are absolutely amazing. And also, she made a really good point in her video where she was talking about the situation, and she was like, what I was angry about was the fact that they so blatantly and nonchalantly were just like, oh, by the way, we rigged this competition that a bunch of you probably entered. And we won that competition for her. It was all me. And I didn't even think about that until she said that, and I was like, this just proves everything we've ever thought. I've always known and thought that that's why I've never even, first of all, I'm not very good at my makeup. Like, I'm not that level of doing my makeup. I can't do special effects makeup at all. I'm not that talented. My makeup looks are pretty natural and pretty natural and basic. They're not, like, crazy. Which is my style, and I don't mind that. So I would never enter one of those competitions anyway. But even if there was, like, a natural beauty competition, I wouldn't enter because I know that they're pretty much who you know. It's no surprise that it's always a person who's, like, relatively famous. She made a really good point, though, that they very nonchalantly were just like, oh, by the way, we rigged this whole competition. I thought that was pretty messed up once thinking about it. Even though you know, it's, like, not one of those things you really want confirmed. I don't know, that's kind of all the drama. It's kind of all the things I can think about that were happening. I know I've been kind of talking crap about drama channels lately. And I know I've been kind of, that whole Manny MUA Lashify thing. Lashify is done. Rip your brand. You can't come for the biggest beauty influencer, one of the biggest, and then be like, oh, but we still want to have a brand. Good joke. Lashify. If you don't know, there's tons of videos on that too, but, I don't know. I don't mean to be, like, talking crap about drama channels, because I like a lot of them. I really do. I watch all of them. I love watching the drama, but it's almost kind of the point I was making in my last video about, like, consumerism and how I was trying to be more of a smart consumer. I'm trying to also be a smart consumer in the way I consume drama, because I feel like for a while I got really kind of caught up in a lot of the hype, and I feel like I started not really believing, but caring about things that really didn't need to be cared about, and judging people for things that really didn't need to be judged about. And that was kind of the era of John Cookian, and I would like the newer drama channels that I do love a lot to hold themselves to the standard they would hold John Cookian to. And I feel like we're already getting swept back into, like, the cycle. It's almost like a news cycle on YouTube. Like, it's weird. Like, there really is, like, a cycle of drama. Like, who talks about Halo Beauty anymore? Not a lot of people. But yeah. I just want us to be more conscious about what we're talking about and more aware of, like, what is a scandal? What is drama? When is it time to just make something your opinion? And when is it time to go in and, like, talk about it in depth about reading all these tweets? And I don't know. All right, I am done with my makeup, so I guess I'll talk to you guys later. I have to go sign a lease. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me rant for however long I was doing this. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, or just subscribe, or do neither. I'm honestly just so happy you're here watching me. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye!